I've completed my morning chores. It doesn't take long. All I did was feed the fish. I will soon be going down and getting the pick and the shovel and starting up on that. I am, as usual, pleased with how the tilapia are doing, and that's what I forgot to do. I was gonna turn the pump off. I've been running water from that into the second pond, into the new mini pond, uh, in hopes of softening up the dirt a little bit that I'm going to be digging today. But I forgot to turn that pump off. Marvin Clayton, hi, big guy. What's going on? I hope everything is well. Everything is well. Marcel and Charlie are still sleeping at the moment. Um, I would expect them to um, be up and around in an hour or so. I haven't been informed of any uh, impending plans as to what we have to do today. It's kind of the routine. Marcel gets up and then tells me what we're going to do outside of the farm. I did see Tatai wandering around. I need to ask him if there's any more, if he's got any tarp stashed anywhere. I was kind of disappointed we didn't have the tarps that I was hoping we would have yesterday. I would hate to have to go down and buy some new ones. Anthony Hubin and Mine Boontog, to you and your family. One thing about this, one thing about doing things on the phone, the comments disappear. Mine Boontog to your family. There, stay safe and healthy always. God bless you and your family. Well, thank you, Anthony. Appreciate it. Yeah, life goes on, and it's a pretty dang good old life as well. Um, I'd like to tell everyone that who has been waiting on emails, and I need to shoot off many. I don't like writing emails on my phone. It may come down to that. Um, when I go to upload videos at night, it's a mosquito fest, and so I haven't wanted to spend an extra hour or two being eaten and write a bunch of emails using the computer. I just prefer using the computer, but I may have to break down. One thing Marcel and I are going to do today is we're gonna because look, we're not gonna pay our Wi-Fi intermediary person any more money. We've already given them 7,500 pesos this month, and we still don't have Wi-Fi, and they want another 2,500. It's just not going to happen. Um, it's a the person involved is a Filipino, so I can't say anything bad about him, even if it's true. But the you know, if it was just us, it would be one thing. But it's there's many of us who are in the same position. Who I don't know what Lynn and Anthony are doing. I need to contact them and see what they're doing for Wi-Fi. But Marcel and I we're going to go into town today and explore getting another chip for our Wi-Fi unit and just buying data for it, just buying load for the Wi-Fi on I don't know, I guess a gigabyte basis because it's, it's a drive every evening to go and upload videos. It's almost impossible to. It's not impossible, but it's not my preferred way of writing emails. It's just not having Wi-Fi is a colossal pain in the behind. So we've got to do something different. And again, the whole fiber, getting fiber out here situation. What is today? Today's Saturday, Friday. I don't even know what day it is. Customer service in the Philippines is really is a foreign concept. We have been trying, I think for 8 days now, 8 or 9 days, every day, to get a hold of the fiber provider, and I've had other people trying as well, and they just don't respond. I don't know if they're too busy. Well, the bottom line is you're never too busy to reply a text or to answer your phone if you're in business. That's my philosophy. And if you are inundated and really busy, then just reply and say, you know what, we're just swamped. We're so busy we can't get to you right now. And when we have some available free time, we'll get back to you. But I can't even get a reply to a text. It's frustrating to say the least. We're trying to just get the technician out here to see if it's viable or not, to see if they would be able to do it, because we are a ways from the main line, and we can't even take that first step, and that kind of limits. If we had a firm answer one way or another, okay, yeah, we can put this in for you, no problem. It'll cost this much and it'll take this long. That's the best case scenario. But now, or tell us that no, we can't do it. It's impossible. You're too far from the main line, and we can't make it happen. And if we had that answer, then we could explore other options. But the way things are set right now, we're kind of in that holding, circling pattern to where we can't get nothing done. So yeah, it's frustrating. Don't know what to do. Always be prepared with Jeff. Hello, Brian. Have a beautiful weekend. My weekend's probably going to be dancing with a pick and a shovel. Marvin Clayton, I do like the new video of the new tilapia. This could be a profitable adventure. You know what? When we originally got into these tilapia, the new strain in particular, it wasn't the goal in the beginning wasn't to have a breeding operation, but it has become so glaringly apparent that there is a colossal disparity between supply and demand on Bohol, and I don't know what it's like on other islands, but the producers are millions of fry behind the demand, and I just, like I've said before, the key to any business is to find a need and fill it, and we would need, it would be incremental and by baby steps. Originally, I had only thought to have some breeders here, because I knew getting fry could be problematic, and the solution was to supply ourselves with our own fry. But always looking for an opportunity to make a peso, and I think that could be a good way to do it. Marvin Clayton, I am also sorry to hear about your windshield. Yeah, I went out that night, and it was just, I, the dreaded coconut bomb. I mean, it was just, incredibly frustrating. Not only because coconut had bombed the windshield and destroyed it. Well, not destroyed it, but cracked it to where it needed to be replaced. But it was because it was set in motion a month ago to get the offending tree taken down. And again, not being able to get anything done in a timely fashion in the Philippines, there we are. An avoidable problem wasn't fixed because of manana time. Swiss Tony, hello from UK. Hello to you. Marvin Clayton, always be what is the point of your comment? You lost me there, Marvin. Piranha Keeper, good morning. Mickey Mason, good morning, boss man. John Ferris, hello to you, John. Thanks for joining me. Piranha Keeper, Elnora commented that when you have unlimited data, they slow your speed way down. She said they watch Netflix over there and have no problems. Yeah. Well, we've never had fast enough internet here to watch Netflix ever. And honestly, I don't even know what provider they're using. Mickey and Marvin are saying their howdies. White Wolf, good afternoon, Smith family. Robert Settles. Man, I don't know how you keep sneaking past me. What? I'm an easy guy to find. Daniel Reyna, thank you so much. Musakuya Brian, salutations from Baker. I thought I was running the planner down there. Salutations from Bakersfield, Central California. Your boy is big and walking. Hurrah for little Kuya. Muslim Ate Marcel. Yeah, Charlie is I was talking to my buddy Tracy last night. Thank you for that, Daniel. I appreciate it. I was talking to my friend Tracy last night about how I had forgotten one of the biggest joys of having little children, and it was the wonder and the amazement that a parent feels from watching their children experience a new thing. And when you're a little guy like Charlie, everything is new and interesting and wondrous. And to witness that wonderment from new things he experiences, is pretty dang cool. Marvin Clayton, Danielle, I'm sure he says thank you. Well, of course I do. And thank you, Daniel. Well, have you got your fiber internet yet? No, we haven't even even been able to take the first step of finding out if it's viable. They won't even return a text so they can come out, so we can get something set up to where they can come out and look at it and see if it's doable. We have had no response in over a week from texts and calls. Uncle Justin, wishing you and the family well. Faith, hope, and love that is what it is all about. Thank you, Justin. White Wolf, well, Dan, thank you. Uh, thank you very much for that $20. Much appreciated. Carla D, haven't seen you for a while, Carla. Hi, Sir Brian. Nice to catch you live. Yeah, I people people often say that um, uh, they just missed us or they wish they could catch a live. Now that you know, even though I've had a YouTube channel for several years, I'm always learning something different, and it seems like there's never a problem with internet speed if I'm using data on the phone. Um, and there's never a problem with internet speed outside. So we may just I may start scheduling these live streams so that people can get a heads up and they can know when we're doing a live stream. I hadn't done that in the past because with our Wi-Fi and always doing it on the computer, you never knew if it was going to be fast enough to do a live stream or not. So that's why I never scheduled them. 'Cause we'd had many people ask us before to schedule days and times when we were doing live streams, but we could just never do it because our internet speed was like the wind; it just comes and goes. Gina Bossa, how's you and your family? Me is doing very well, and the family is sleeping, but I would assume that they're doing pretty well too. Douglas, hello, Brian and family. I hope you have a wonderful day watching from New York. God bless. Well, Douglas, thank you. New York City or what part of New York? I'm just curious. KV, text them that you found some money. It might be theirs. They'll reply. I hadn't thought of that. White Wolf, any that sucks. Poor internet connection. Robert Garcia, hello to you as well. Piranha Keeper, if you ever run into a problem with fry dying, shove a house under the net and do a 25% water exchange. I would suggest you do that from time to time. Yeah, we haven't had a single fry die so far. Of course, it's only been 2 days, but they they're doing fine, and we're ready to go. We're ready to eat. I was in Washington. My oldest brother is dying, but I am home now, as he is mostly sleeping. Back to care for my mama. God bless. Well, sorry to hear about your brother, Carla, and I'll just leave it at that. Piranha Keeper, hi, Mark here from the province of Cebu, retired farmer from Montana. Well, Prairie Mark, thank you for joining us. What part of Cebu? Cebu City or just somewhere in the island? Jeff Wilson, think you can make a raft for shade in the fish pond instead of tarp? That's true, Jeff. We could. Um, but I don't know. I think it would just be the easiest way is just to put up a tarp, um, an 8 foot wide by however wide that pond is. I think it's about 60 feet. Um, an 8 by 60 foot raft would be a pretty good sized raft. I think it's just easier to use a tarp. White Wolf pre-post live stream schedule. Great idea. Yeah. I, you know, I told you before why, but you know, this data on the phone thing works great. So we may in fact start doing that. Who did I miss here? Hungarian polar bear traveling in America. Mike, I'm on the road again. Yay! How you feeling, Mike? Um, I know I'm not gonna put Mike's business out on the street, but he's had uh, some issues, and it's been a long road. Um, but glad to hear it, Mike. How many poles for the new dam are needed? Um, you know, to hold the tarp up, you mean? I mean, I'm not sure what you mean by poles. It's this new dam, the dam that I'm going to make. Look, it's just going to be me working on it, and I'm not going to spend a month. It would take me a month if I was able to work every day, all day, to replicate what Tatai had envisioned for uh, the dam that we put in before. And I just don't have that kind of time. And I don't have all that bamboo anymore either to make the frame, the cradle for the mud out of. So I'm just going to put a tarp up. Um, I'm going to bury the tarp in the front of the dam and just run the tarp up uh, the face of the dam and over, and hold the water that way. I will need some I don't know if I could say poles. I need some sticks to hold the net in place for the spillway portion, but poles, um, not many. Douglas, upstate New York near Albany. I ask because my mom's family was from Schenectady, that area, um, and I was just curious. Mickey Mason, don't forget to hit the thumbs up, everyone. Yeah, you guys listen to old Mickey. He's a pretty smart fella. Douglas, until I can return Southern Latte. Pray, Mark. I'm in Montana. Where are you from? Uh, Prairie Mark. Sagad is where we live, 6 kilometers out of Cebu City, halfway to Bogo. Okay. Carla from Malta, Montana, uh, between, I don't even know, Havre, and Glasgow. How about you? Andrew White, morning here. Bebe City Latte. Good morning. Thank you, Andrew, for joining us. Prairie Mark, Bawo is our Brango. Marvin Clayton, the reason they didn't die was because of the blue water. I say that because I fish a lot, and that's what they use to keep the bait fish alive. Yeah, people have said that that blue water. There's no way I can say uh, what the name of the stuff was because it was a long word. But the short part of it is it's a prevention for itchy. It's a disease that fish can get, and it's fairly common. It's just white spots on their scales, under their scales, and I guess that's to prevent it. I would assume that because they're using it, that they perhaps have some kind of a problem with it there. Because I don't think they would spend the money. Well, I don't know how expensive it is. I don't think they would do it if they didn't have a problem there. Very Mark, yes, small community here in Cebu Island. Dakota, I used to use a treatment for tropical fish that turned the water blue, and it was to prevent or cure ick, a white fungus. Piranha Keeper, when you picked up the baby tilapia, did you happen to find out how they separate the babies from their parents? I didn't. Um, uh, there were people waiting behind us to get their fry, and so I didn't want to take up all these guys' time. I didn't want to, I didn't want to make a nuisance out of myself and and irritate the other people. This was a pretty. I mean, they were lined up. It was like airplanes circling waiting to land at an airport. They were busy, and so I didn't want to, you know, drive a fire truck out on the runway and just stop everything and ask them to give me a tour and see how they do everything. So I no, I didn't. I didn't check. Ringo Loco, good morning to you as well. Laying, laying pipe with GD's wife. Good morning. Hungarian Polar Barrel. I got a truckload of axles going to Denver. Are what kind of axles? I got an idea, but what kind of axles? Carla D. Prairie Mark. I'm in Billings. Had relatives in Glasgow. Mo Photo Detroit. Hello from Detroit. Hello, Dennis. How are you? I think this is the first time I've seen you on a live stream. Thanks for joining us. Past several vids have been the clearest ever. Yeah, Peggy, this phone has a much better camera on it than the computer. Go figure. You wouldn't think that would be the case, and it's our laptop's a Dell, so it's not a knockoff or anything. But the camera on it, and we've gone through all the settings and tried to up the resolution. Uh, it just does not have a great camera. Whereas this phone, a phone, has a great camera and a really good picture. Paul P., I missed all the damn video. I was self-torturing watching an 8-hour live stream. The tarp sounds good for the new dam. Who the heck does an 8-hour live stream? Andrew White, we are near the Visayan Sea, but top current gets too rough for a fish farm here during storms. You know, yeah, not everywhere in the Philippines can have ocean fish pens. Even in Bohol on the southern part, the waves are a lot higher than they are here, and the wave action, and that's on a calm day. On a windy day, or if it's a little bit stormy, they have 3 or 4 foot waves down there, and you just can't build a pole pin that will withstand that. And a floating cage could be done, but would require a pretty substantially built pin. Prairie Mark, I lived in Billings, Carla, Rocky Mountain College, where I got my first degree. I love Billings. Scott Granny, I thought you had no internet. This is on data. It's not through the Wi-Fi. You buy load for your phone here. That's what it's called, and then you go in and register it, pick a plan, and you can get, there's I don't know how many different options there are. You can get more calls, less calls, more text, less text, varying degrees of gigabytes of data. You know, it's funny. When I first got here, um, let's see, was I using my old phone? I think so. I think I was using my old phone, and I got a new SIM for it. It's been so long I can't remember. Or I got another phone. Anyway, you know, being from, and this is my first trip, being from California, we don't buy load. We don't, um, you pay your bill once a month and it's hands free, right? So I had no idea about the data and registering for plans and all that. So I I bought load for the phone, right? And I don't know. I think I got 500 pesos worth of load. Um, then the sales girl had asked me how much load I wanted, and so I don't know. She suggested about 50 pesos, 100 pesos, and I said, well, no, I'll give you 500. So I got the 500 pesos, figuring that would be crazy. Plenty, right? And about 6 hours later, I I couldn't make a call. I couldn't text. So I went and bought more load, another 500, and same thing. And this was like 3 hours, and my phone wouldn't do anything. And I go back to her, and we're talking, and going, man, cell phone, it's expensive here, and this is like 1,000 pesos now. Now I got to get more. And she said, well, what plan did you register for? What plan? What are you talking about? And she said, well, you have to register. You just can't use, it's very expensive if you don't register your load. I didn't know anything about registering a load to a plan. Uh, because if you just buy data, just buy load, it goes really quick. But I didn't know that. I had no idea. Douglas, Brian, do you think they Jerry's will do you think maybe means the Jerry's will try the black tilapia as well? You know what? I don't know. In fact, I haven't been able to get a hold of either one of the Jerry's for like a month. Um, I don't know what's going on with them. I'm a little bit disappointed. Paul P. Tisk tisk. Did you learn anything new? Uh, Dallas Pinoy. Hello from U.S. Been following you for a while now. My wifey is from Sagbayambaho. Wow. It's a small world. Well, thanks for joining us. Robert Settles, Marcel sounded like she was getting real tired from watching you dig all that dirt. Um, I felt kind of sorry for her. Yeah, poor little Marcel, watching me with the shovel. Um, well, she was bored. That's why she went over and looked at the, I don't know, whatever trees it was. Uh, Consuelo Ora, greetings from Seattle. Thank you for joining us. Hungarian Polymer, trailer RVs, yeah. I kind of knew that's what it was because usually when you're hauling axles around um, in the States, the mobile homes trailers are a big industry in the United States. And when you set a and they have wheels on them so that you can move them around. But when you take them and set them in a trailer park or someone buys it and puts it on their property, they're either set up on blocks or they're put on a stem wall foundation, and the axles are removed. That leaves a lot of leftover axles, and they're serviceable. They're good axles, good enough. And what people do is they make trailers out of the axles. They'll put a frame on it, and so there is a demand for them. They have worth, and all the time you see semis full of axles. Where are we at here? Gringo Loco, his birthday present is amazing. Great camera and cell phone. I lost the perspective on that. I don't know who you're talking. I got this camera like a year ago, this cell phone. And Marcel did get me a camera a couple months ago. Corey Ross, good morning. Ray, hi internet family. Hello to you as well, Ray. Piranha Keeper, the blue water is from Methylene Blue. It's safe for use with fish eggs and fry for the prevention of fungal infections. I use it on piranha eggs. I have 30 years experience in spawning tropical fish. Jeff, I think, is Piranha Keeper's name. I'm horrible with names. And if anyone would know, someone with 30 years experience would. Stacy Dixon, Crazy Mead did an 8-hour live stream. You didn't miss much. Same old crap. He did an 8-hour live stream. Good Lord. How could anyone? That's got to be the epitome of of obsession. How could anyone do an 8-hour live stream? My God. Paul P. GD live stream timestamp 43 minutes onwards. Another racist rant. Well, yeah, that goes without saying. It only took him 43 minutes to get into a racist rant. Surprised it took that long. Corey Ross, great video as always. Did you get the dam drainage done? I like the new black African tilapia. I'm just waiting for red and blue tilapia a few weeks. I think you'll be pleased with the red. Protein fish is such cheap protein, and cheap protein is is what is sought after the world over, and the progression along the road in tilapia, with different subspecies of the tilapia getting better and better and better. The reds were all the rage for a while, and they're still pretty good. Gringo Loco, your buddy Lunatic got his channel back after his YouTube timeout, so the queens from the seniors' home decided to gossip for 7 hours and 40 minutes. Good Lord. What most people would call a circle jury. Well, we call it a circle jury. Beanie, stop it. Nothing out there to bark at. Beanie, stop. Paul in, good morning, Brian. Come on, be honest. That playpen was always for you. It has, we all use it and we love it. Gina comes up here. It's a nice safe haven away from everything. Shade. Always seems to be a breeze here. Yeah, I dig it. Scott Graney, sounds crazy. Internet in the Philippines. It's always an experience here. Dakota, I saw a few of Gina's live streams and they were great. Yours are now good also. Well, thank you. Yachayo, who else but Chief Dimwit? Yeah, I should have known. It was the Chief Dimwit. But even for him, 7-hour and 40-minute live stream, that is obsessive. Corey Ross, I never had to buy a load for the phone before until I come to the Philippines 5 years ago, but I never had a load for phone in Canada. Corey Ross, how are the bees doing? I should do an update on the bees. They're doing fine. Shane Hart, hello to you. Thanks for joining us. Brendan, morning all. Coming up on 3 a.m. here. Why are you still awake? 3 a.m. You must be in Europe, I'm thinking. Peggy, my short comments gone crazy. Disregard the following two, okay? Corey Ross, now I've been married to my Filipino wife for 5 years. Now no more traveling back and forth. I'm so happy to be back home in Cebu. Yeah, that traveling thing, it just sucks. Good night, sir. Great stream. See you next time. Well, Danny, thank you for joining us. And I don't know what, I guess it's late. My name is Mike. Hit that thumbs up, folks. Mike. How did I say Jeff? I must have Jeff on the brain. I'm sorry, Mike. And thank you for that super chat. I am just horrible. I never in my whole life have I been great with names. Never. And as I get a little older, it's just getting worse. And the thing is Mike and I have had this back and forth before. I asked him his name. He said it was Mike. And then again, I've asked him again. I actually remembered one time or several times, and now forgot again. So anyway, forgive me, Mike. Dallas Benoit, give me the thumbs up. Brendan Daughtry, Jeff, Mike, close enough. Oh, sorry about that, Mike. Mr. Bluxy Fireman, hello. Ringo Loco, have a great day, Brian and Gut. Thank you. Brendan Doherty, the good old Emerald Isle. Mr. Bluxy Fireman, pre-read this in case you want to avoid it. So what's up with the drama with your neighbor? She seems like a good person. You know, Elnora is a good person. Gary can be kind of a hothead, I think. But I think in combination, she blew up. I'm not gonna say she lied about what happened when I went over there to ask her about her traps, but I think she blew it all out of proportion. And it could be a communication issue because even Marcel and I have communication issues. But the bottom line is that Gary interpreted it that I went over to their property uninvited, stirring up crap, because that's the bottom line. And I just felt disrespected. Oh, these dogs. Be right back, guys. Well, I'm back. Stubby was being a bad boy. So where are we at here? Corey Ross, I'm not going to mix red and blue right away. I want red and blue only for now. Later, I'll mix a few red and blue when things take off. Tina Jenkins, hello. Thanks for joining us. It's been raining there like in Olongapo. It's been raining there for 17 days. We haven't had any rain here in like a month. Hey Ross, how are the dogs doing at the shrimp pond? I see Crazy Menina check up on Lynn and Daniel every so often on video. Yeah, they're doing fine. The dogs are still there. I'm doing fine. Brian Sweeney, something similar to you raising tilapia and hito. Maybe some chickens and some Australian red claw crayfish. Also called yabbies. I will be visiting a friend from Norway living on Bohol. I would. I don't have. I have no idea if they even have red claw crayfish here. I've never seen them, and no one has ever heard of them here. I've shown Marcel and Tatai pictures of crawdads, we call them, crayfish. Never seen them. I don't think they're indigenous anywhere in the Philippines. I love them. I would love to raise some, but I don't think there are any here. So if you know, Brian, if you know of a source for them here, yeah, let me know. I'd love to get some. Tom Harris, good morning to you as well. Tim Dexter House, hey Brian, you have a backup on YouTube about the dimwits. His channel is Foreigner Telling Lies in Philippines. Very funny. Yeah, I don't know who it is, a Foreigner Telling Lies, but yeah, their comedy is good. Coy Ross, are you going to check the shrimp to see how big the shrimp are a few days at night? We were out there, 3 nights ago, and they're like this. They're pinky sized, and a lot of them. They're doing this. This one is a lot better than the one before because no one's netting them. There were a lot more shrimp this time when we looked. Brian Sweeney, love to meet you over coffee, over dinner. Love it, Brian. Let me go back to your. You say you're coming here. Okay, you will be visiting a friend on Bohol. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know when. I don't know when this is going to be opened up to anything like people being able to have a life. Manila's in lockdown again now. The new Delta variant's got everyone's scared to death here all over the world. I don't know. This whole COVID thing is just, I don't know when people are going to be able to come here. But yeah, would love to catch up with you, meet you when you get here. Laying pipe to GD's wife. Good to see Menina checking up on Linda. Was thinking no non-salt water to bathe with must stink. Now they bathe in the river. You know that it's not the water in that river. It's called brackish, so it's mixed with fresh water, and it's not that salty. It is salty, but it's nothing like the ocean. And when I'm in the ocean and I come out, you've got that salt feel to you. You want to take a shower, but I never noticed that with the water that's in that river. Robert Settles, when I get there, I'm going to teach you how to say Olangapo. Olangapo. Uh, okay. Brian Sweeney, Yabbies are not native there and you have to get a permit. I have a source in Thailand, but if it works, I will be happy to give you a few to start. I would love it. Do you know anyone who's gone through that permit process? Because just saying that you can do it and you have to get a permit is a long ways away from actually making it happen. Joe B, morning come from Cavite. Good morning to you as well, Joe. Brian Sweeney. How do you? There's the little arrow is right over the. How do you do with the red tilapia? You know, I've never actually had any red tilapia here. Now, I know people who do have experience with red tilapia, and the general consensus is that it meets pretty much with the information you can get online. Is that overall they're about, I don't know, just say they're 10 to 15% better than the blue or green Nile. They have a faster growth rate, which gives you a better turnaround. And while the feed conversions are about the same, that faster growth rate is what you're after, because the faster you can get them up to the 300 to 400 gram range, which is kind of the sweet spot, 300 to 500 gram, let's say. The faster you can get a new batch in, start it all over again. Ryan Sweeney, while I wait, I will do tilapia. Hopefully, I get that permit. Yeah, I know people there who've tried to get myself included. Well, I didn't really go through the whole permit process. One of the things that I was going to do an idea that I first had was to bring bull semen, black Angus bull semen, into the Philippines, because the cows here are just pitiful, right? Anybody who lives here and have seen these native cows wandering around, they're a pitiful excuse for a beef cow. And at the very least, crossing them with good Angus stock would be an improvement. And I was going to try to get a permit to get the semen into the country, and I had Stubby. You behave yourself. I landed in Manila. I think it was my second trip here. I landed in Manila just for the purpose of meeting with the head of the. It's been so long now. It was I forget the name of the agency. It was the guy that was in charge of the agency that was in charge of the permit process for importation of animals. And I landed in Manila because the office was in Manila, right? And he was unavailable that day. And so that never happened. So it can be done. Just wish you luck. Corey Ross, wish we had some rain For my garden, we still have a lockdowns in Cebu till August 16. Curfew is. Well, the puppies are having fun. Curfew is 9 p.m. But still can do our construction company in the daytime. Harbor settles. Okay, we will just skip Olongapo. Anytime anyone says that, just say Subic Bay, same place. Okay. Wolfen, hello. Brian Sweeney, beef is too expensive over there. It is expensive, and it's not because it's imported. Well, anything worth eating is imported. Let's put it that way, and that makes it expensive. Um, and it's not readily available. Well, here in the big cities, it is. Here, not so much. I haven't had a steak in 3 years. Piranha Keeper, on your thumbnail on feeding the baby tilapia, it looks like there are white fry mixed in with the darker fry. That is just because they had turned on their side. Um, it's they looking at them from the top down, they look like they're black, but it's like they have a dark band on the top of their back, and then looking at them from the side, they look white. So that's what that was. Lee Hill, get Wagyu cattle from Japan. I don't know if Wagyu is an actual breed, or if it's a method of raising them. Uh, but that is some pricey beef. If anyone knows, is it just the method or is it an actual breed of cattle? Brian Sweeney, I'll be in southern Luzon in Legazpi? I don't know. Robert Settles, how much do you think the new windshield will cost? I haven't even checked. I don't know. I think the last windshield I bought was like 5 years ago for my Chevy truck, and it was like $200. So you'd have to think it would be half of that. So like, I don't know, 5,000 pesos. It's not so much the cost; it's the irritation that it was a solvable problem that had been addressed before, and because of manana time in the Philippines, it never got taken care of. Just it's just irritating. Coy Ross, James and Mel are back in Texas now. He has nice looking beef. I see on video the other day. Wish I had some of James's beef in the Philippines. I can only get Australian beef right now. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure what kind he raises. Probably Black Angus. My older brother and his wife raised Angus in the States, and that's what gave me. Well, I had an in getting some top quality semen. That's why I was, checking it out to bring it in. Corey Ross, for our store and our barbecue takeout and delivery. Brendan, did you ever watch Farm for All channel? She watches you sometimes. She told me very informative. They've started keeping cattle. Honestly, I haven't. Farm for All. Where are they based at? Brian Sweeney, good luck to you. Thank you. Les Hill, it's the cattle breed. Yeah, again, just because, again, the permit process to bring them in, there has to be, I don't know what it is. There has to be a reason why, I've seen two breeds of cows here. What they call a Holstein, which is not a Holstein, and then what they call a native cow, and it's some kind of a Brahma derivative. I've never seen Herefords or Whiteface or Angus or anything other than those two. So if there are other breeds here, I've never seen them. And if there are not, there has to be a reason that there are not. Is it susceptibility to disease? Is it the climate? If they're not here, why? And I can't answer that question. Joe B., the local steaks and steaks from Australia are tough. Grass-fed, free range. The U.S. steaks are tender. I buy good quality ground beef here in Cavite. Local ground, by my butcher. Good beef is here. Well, the reason the steaks here are tough is that, I can only speak on the whole, because this is where I notice things. And I was in Dumaguete once and looked around a little too. It's not common practice here to castrate bull calves and make them steers. And if you don't castrate bull calves, make them steers, you're not going to have marbled meat. Hello. Sneeny, stop it. What's up? Is that the new and improved bolo handle?
No, this is the one you used yesterday.
Oh, did Tatai fix it? No.
I don't know. Oh, this one.
Brendan, think there may be Elo, maybe possibly. Maybe possibly, can't remember. Corey Ross, when are you going to cut the coconut trees by the driveway? I feel bad for your window. Well, it's not just the window. I got a big dent in the top of the van from a coconut. Tom Harris, Joe B., we have excellent steak here in Australia, not like Carabao. Well, the problem, I think what he was saying, Tom, it's not the quality of the beef from Australia. It's the process of getting it here, freezing it, and it could be months old. So whatever quality that it was at slaughter is degraded by the time it reaches the store or gets cooked. Because I've had some Australian beef here that was pretty good. I think it's luck of the draw on how long it's been sitting in a freezer somewhere. What? What?
The one you bought once.
Yeah, that's chicken feed, yeah. Where are we at here? Joe B., I believe it. The import here is tougher than we're used to in Texas. It's often the practice in the States to feedlot cattle for a month, 6 weeks, 2 months before slaughter. You're just dumping them with corn, and it fattens them up, and it gives that marbling to the meat. Look, fat is flavor in meat. The two ends of the spectrum you have are jerky and a pile of fat. Marbled meat, which is the fat going, veins of fat, not veins, but veins of fat in the meat, is what makes it tender and what adds flavor. Peggy, just be thankful no one was inside when the windshield shattered. Consider yourself very lucky. That is true, Peggy. Tom Harris, top quality here, but you will pay for it. That's pretty much the world over. Corey Ross, there's not enough room for the cattle in the Philippines to be fed, and cattle are bone skin, no meat, no fat on the cattle in the Philippines. Well, two reasons for that. They don't turn them into steers, and they don't feedlot them. Well, three reasons. They don't turn them into steers. They're not fattened in a feedlot, and it's the wrong breed to begin with. So 3 strikes, you're out. That's why you don't have good beef here in the Philippines. Tim Dexter House, the Philippines will not allow any cows or horses and other animals not indigenous to the Philippines. I didn't know that. I have to disagree because I do know that at our local extension here, they did offer me, because at one time we were thinking about getting a couple cows, and they did offer me some Holstein semen. Holstein aren't indigenous to the Philippines. They're Western European. So I can't totally agree with that statement, Tim. They do allow other cows in, and I've seen horses here. Not many, but I've seen horses here as well. And I would doubt seriously if horses were indigenous here. Look, the Spanish are the ones that introduced the horses to the Americas. Probably the same thing here. I can say that the cows, there are other breeds of cows here. Cows aren't indigenous to the Philippines, I'm sure. I have heard that there are other breeds here besides the two that I've mentioned, but I'm not sure. Lee Hill, I've seen Rhode Island Reds there also. Yeah, I've got a couple Rhode Island Reds. They're called Rhode Island Reds. Whether how pure they are, who knows? They're red and they look close, so they could be Rhode Island Reds. And I've got some Barred Rocks. Again, not pure. I think there was they might be 1/8 Rhode Island Red. Corey Ross, I don't even look at Philippines beef. I just order Australian beef and have a big freezer truck drop off at my store once a month. I just trust the fat for cooking the Australian beef. My store depends on it now as well. Jim and Rose's adventure in Manila. I have seen quite a few horses in Manila. Yes, they are for tourists. The horses fall around a small wagon. Maybe it means follow around or tow around. The wagon has a small roof. It's for tourists that are around the casino. Charles Anderson, I brought fighting chicken eggs to the Philippines in 2000. I had heard. I'm not going to mention any names, but I know someone who brought some eggs in to the Philippines, and live fertilized chicken eggs in their carry-on luggage, believe it or not, saying that these eggs were boiled eggs and they were on a special diet, and they weren't going to eat the airplane food, and these special eggs were what they were going to eat, and they had a doctor's note, prescription, the whole 9 yards, and this guy brought in 8 eggs. I'm not going to say who it was, but I thought it was an interesting way to get chickens here. Barbara Settles, dang it. I've seen mules up by Subic. Since they can't reproduce, they had to be brought in, I think. Well, unless there's donkeys here. And again, from the Spanish influence, I would assume that there's donkeys here. Because mules are a cross between a horse and a donkey. So I don't know. They could be brought in. Um, but I do know there are horses here. But as for donkeys, I don't know. So Roma and John, can anyone breed rabbits for food there? By anyone, I think. Well, yeah. Um, it's selling it for food is the big question. Um, Filipinos don't think of rabbit as they don't think of rabbits as a food animal. They think of them as pets, like the Easter Bunny, right? So it would be like someone opening up a kennel in the United States and breeding dogs for meat, and how well that would go. It's a big push now in the Philippines to try to get rabbit production ramped up and to make it more culturally acceptable to eat rabbit meat, because rabbit is a cheap protein. Um, in fact, a friend of mine has got some breeding rabbits now, and for now has been guaranteed by this Rabbit Growers Association, whatever it is, that they will take all that he can produce at a certain price. Now, how long that will last, I have no idea. But it is starting here to be more of a thing. I've never raised rabbits. I don't know anything about it. Uh, I've got enough going on here as it is to start messing with rabbits. And I've had many people, many well-intentioned people, ask me why don't I get started in rabbits? And I got enough to do every day without building more rabbit pens and taking care of rabbits. Um, Especially since I don't know how long term it would be. Look, I'm always going to be able to sell fish. Uh, Rabbits, is it just a is it just a phase, um, and it'll all be just a memory in a year or two? I don't know. Jim and Rose's adventure in Manila. From what I understand, the Spanish imported cows to the Philippines. Yeah, um, the I forget what to me the breed looks like a Brahma, but I don't know exactly what the common breed is here in the Philippines. But I'm sure it's of Spanish origin. Charles Anderson, yes, that's what I did carry on, and I brought 12 eggs. All right, there you go. Brendan gave us a thumbs up. Everyone else hit that thumbs up button. Brendan's a pretty smart fella. Corey Ross, Lynn and Anthony took the little girl house back riding a few weeks. Oh, took the little girl house back riding, horseback riding a few weeks ago in the Strawberry Mountains. You know that place you and Marcel and Jay and Jen went there one time, yeah. And that horse, I don't know, it's more like a pony. It wasn't much of a horse, let's say. Wasn't that friendly, and that they would use that horse to give kids horsey rides on? Nah, I don't know. Roman John, thanks for the answer. Corey Ross, no demand for rabbits for Philippines people. Maybe some foreigner in the Philippines might buy every so often, but not worth it to buy and sell them in the Philippines. I'm kind of on the same page as Corey. Um, I don't think Philippines' attitudes towards rabbits is going to change anytime soon. Robert Settles, feed conversion with rabbits suck. You won't make any money. Just my thoughts. My sister raised them. Those little buggers could eat some feed. Yeah, Michael was saying that they do eat a lot. The thing with rabbits, you know, there is a there is a there is a bottom line. You have to. There is a, you know, there's only so much you can do. Um, Protein and carbohydrates is what makes animals grow, and fat. And the thing with rabbits is that you can substitute a lot of their feed with stuff that is commonly around here. Um, a nice clover and alfalfa field would be great if you were raising rabbits, but they can use the kangkong, they can use the banana leaves, water lettuce. There's a lot of things that rabbits can eat and still grow and gain weight on, other than the sack feed. Just using sack feed, I don't think. I think it would be a real challenge to make any kind of money if you were just using sack feed. Now they're being paid, I think, 250 pesos per kilo live weight, which sounds good. On the surface of it, that sounds good. Um, and so a break even on that, a feed, you'd have to have a feed conversion rate. Well, I don't know what the break even would be because I don't know the cost of the feed. But 250 pesos per kilo, it's $5 per pound. So it would be about $2.50 per pound at 250 pesos per kilo. So $250 or $2.50 per pound sounds good. The cost of the feed and the feed conversion rate would play a big part in whether or not you were able to make any money. And then down the road, selling them. The people that I'm familiar with are in an association, and they've guaranteed to buy back. But again, how long is that going to last, and what happens after that? After that stops. And again, you know, I've been in those, and that we'll guaranteed we'll buy what you produce with the pigs, with feed companies here. Um, you know, they'll say one thing, and then when it comes time, they'll sell you the feed, and then when it comes time to actually buy the animals, they're nowhere to be found. Um, you know, there were extenuating circumstances. It was COVID, ASF, it was lockdowns. I can kind of understand it. It didn't make it any less painful to have all these pigs and someone backing out of their commitment to buy them. But what can you do? Jim and Rose's Adventure in Manila. I've never seen rabbit for sale in any wet market in Manila. Um, I've heard that it is for sale around Manila, but I'm not going to argue with you. If you haven't seen it, you haven't seen it. Um, I can say the same thing. I've never seen it for sale here either. But to say something isn't for sale in Bohol isn't saying much, because there's a lot of things that are widely available in the Philippines that are not available on Bohol. Good morning, buddy. What's up, dude? What are you doing? Oh, big smile for Daddy. How are you, buddy? Is Mommy gonna bring you? Well, Marcel and Charlie have finally woken up. Cammy, hi, Brian. I think I missed something about your internet. Are you all good now? No, we're far from all good. I'm using data on the phone. That's how I'm doing this live stream. We still have no Wi-Fi, nothing for the computer. Can't get a hold of the fiber people to get fiber installed. It's a train wreck. I remember the day Horse did not like you. Jay was laughing at you, and it was a little nervous to watch the little girl ride. I grew up with horses and cattle, young ages. Wolfen, I'm outie. Corey Ross, no, you won't see rabbit in the market because nobody wants it. No demand. As I said, hi, Charlie Boy. Marcel. Impacto ang aswang. Hello. Filipina's perspective. Good morning, Brian, and to your wife. How is your baby? I just got a big smile from the baby, so they're doing well. I'm going to end this one up. I've got work to do, things to do. That shovel and the pick. A funny thing about shovels and picks, they don't work unless someone makes them work. So I've got to go get some stuff done. I'd like to say thank you to everyone who joined us on this live stream. Much appreciated. I like doing live streams. I just enjoy it. And so we'll be doing a lot more. Wherever you are, morning, evening, afternoon, whatever it is, it's said that my daily mobile data limit has been reached anyway. That just came up while I was saying goodbye. So I'd like to say thank you to everyone who joined us on this stream. Take care. Hit that thumbs up on your way out. If you haven't subscribed already, go over to our homepage and hit that subscribe button. Check out the membership button right next to it, and we'll see you all again. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.